Welcome back, everybody. Motorsport Manager continues. The Timmix here with the Ernie's Paradise Challenge. The last of the really long ones, and it is now finally entering the final stretch. Ardennes is next. 4 races to go. We've got ourselves over a 100-point lead. It's functionally over. Now, there is a little bit of drama that doesn't really matter that much, but we've still got Surikov and Wexler battling for that third place position, and right now Surikov losing on tiebreakers. We're working on the gearbox, and otherwise just trying to keep our car improved. You can see for the first time now it has dipped. It's still 5th, but it's dipped below average. So for the first time we're below the average mark. But we've got to try to just run out the clock on this season. Motor Racing Magazine has the question. Okay. There's our car repairs. We're going to have another sponsor to deal with, clearly. Let's take a look at what we want to improve for Ardennes, which looks like it's the engine and that front wing this time around. Throw the engines back in there, and of course we want to max out the reliability on the front wings. So it looks like we're going to do a pretty even split there. And we can get a significant amount of this done, but most of it is still not going to get there. Any more speed, obviously, we can get out of the engine, though, is going to be really important here. And having the front wings be the other crucial part, and we're going to be pretty much ready to use our new ones. That's going to help. I'm going to refit these now. So that we can get our drivers there. And it's saying 7th and 9th for this race. It said 7th and 10th last time. But now that we put those on, improvement, and maybe we can improve a little more before then. We'll have to see. So we've got our new gearbox. Let's get to work on more of that. Okay, so we're pretty much stuck in these two areas. Which ones are we going to want? Well, that's plus 40 to max. That's a good one. No. 3, 4. Okay, there are 5 of them that we'd want. So, let's just go down and get the cheap ones along the side and build up to that 5-component deal. Lana Kendrick reminds us she's happy with being in first. 42 laps, 3.6 miles. So fairly long race. Front wings, and they're excited about us being first for that. They'll be expecting us to perform well. Super soft, soft, and medium for this. And Rachel Adams wants a new brake facility. That's not going to happen. We're actually going to go into the red here, briefly. You can see our car is now up to above average by virtue of, yes, we have the best wings, front wings, on the circuit. going to help us definitely down the stretch. And our gearbox is already pretty good, but we're making that better. See if we can do any adjustments here. And get one more person over into the performance side. And the reliability work is finished. So we did get about almost 20 points more out of the engines. Still an 8th, still well below average on that. But we did what we could. And we're, close to average overall, but did get a significant amount above it with the front wing work finally coming in. Okay, so we've got a fixed payment sponsor to deal with. We'll just take the upfront $1 million. Our usual prediction of 6th or above. And at 15 degrees for the race, probably want to be looking at super softs and softs. So we'll see how the distance shakes out, which one of those we want to use the most. I definitely want to get both of those ready in practice. And 7th and 9th still. And only 2 crucial parts here. Oh, I can bump that one down to 80. And that one as well. So we've got 450. And that's before we start knocking out more. This one can go all the way down to 50. 735 for Sharp. And look at all 3 of our drivers with strong form. Sharp again with 9. She's just been knocking it out of the park lately. A little bit lower, I think, on the downforce here. Oversteer, top speed, about there. And we're going to start on the supers. Slightly lower opinion here for Piaget. Wants more understeer and a lot more speed. And I'm thinking high downforce, high understeer, high speed probably for this track, but we'll see what they have to say. Seven and 5.7, can't complain about that. It's been a few races since we had any bad form. We had a fair bit of that early in the season, which didn't help us. Those struggles are now in the rearview mirror. That little back and forth area usually drives me nuts, but we actually should be pretty good at that with our front wings. These winding turns. Pretty much, there's very little passing on that area during the race. It's just got to get through it and try to stay close enough. Particularly the last season I came in here, I was really bad on the corners. And even our super softs at 14 degrees. Okay, you want more speed. Got it. Even our super softs at 14 degrees, the temperature is dropping a little bit. So we're going to want to try to go with those for the race. But if we can do some softs and lower the amount of, lower the amount of stops that we need to make, then obviously we'll want to do that. I don't see us using mediums though. And given that it's a longer track, I may only be able to get 2 of them. Okay, you want more downforce as well. May only be able to max out 2 tire types here. 68%. So, I'm going to assume you want more downforce. Let's try that. So 131, the only lap that's been completed. Yep, and Wexler going over half a second better. Now she finally has something to say. We want more downforce. All right. We're about halfway there on the super softs, and it's taken us about 5 minutes. So yeah, we're going to get 2 tires, probably the super softs and softs, and that's going to be all we can do to get those 2. Well, the handling's right on the mark, which is nice. More downforce, more speed, I do believe. .8 as well. I think that's what I went with sharp, and it seems to be the right amount of change. Didn't say anything about speed, and I can't make it any higher without messing things up. So let me try just making it lower and confirm that you don't actually want it that direction. See what kind of time Sharp can put in here. Likes the downforce. Slow at the first section, competitive through the second, slow at the end. but still comes in 4th, well above the cars going on other tires. So, looking good at the moment. Everybody seems pretty happy. And yeah, we need to go around again, and then we'll come in. And yeah, probably could have and should have brought one of them in there, but it was close. So now as we're getting back around to the start, we're going to need to switch to soft tires. And it's going to be close whether we make it on these or not. Really would like to get this second set of bonuses if I can. Well, great across the board. 68 to 94% is a nice jump. A little more downforce, I think. Not sure which way to go on the handling and speed. I'm going to try that. Even closer here. 96%. We should be able to tweak the handling back. We did want the more acceleration, so it's just about the downforce. I'm going to do the same adjustment here. Hold on, which way did I need to go for the handling? Okay, I want a little bit more understeer. You can see going for the more downforce just barely pushes us off the end there on the speed. Let's try that. Piaged it out just a little bit first, had a slower, or rather faster pit stop. Both of them should be very close, I would think. Although I'm not sure about Sharp, but I think we went the right direction with her. Both of them loving the handling. So all positives at the moment. And I think we're going to hit the soft marker there. Sharp has edged towards passing a couple times, but hasn't actually made it. There we go. And actually gets by in that tough section. Now they're both going to come in, and we'll see where we're at. Since they had no complaints, we should be real close. Ooh, we messed up Sharp, but Piaget is all perfect. So yeah, that's gonna race day adjustments for a top driver. That's not gonna be fun. Another decent set of practice times. See how that carries over, and if we can put even more distance between ourselves and Steinman, who finished second and third in practice. So they've definitely got the speed on this track. Well, we've got a real harsh comment here from Kurt McGovern, asking if Siri Lundqvist can just go home already. There's no point in being here if she's going to do that badly. Finished 19th in practice, 1.2 seconds off the pace. And looks like we have good weather, at least to start. Okay, so we're going to be at 15 degrees. No rain that anybody can see. Let's take a look at how long these... Well, we're obviously going to go aggressive at the start. Let's take a look at the tires, though. 42 laps. Yeah, should be able to just about do one stop. Mediums would to get 0 stops. Don't think that's going to work. So I think that's definitely how we're going to want to go. And it still feels weird to be using super softs from the back. But again, recently we found just using the softer tires and getting up through the field faster does seem to be the best choice for us. Okay, and here's the key part. So we had like acceleration and oversteer. So we want more oversteer, more acceleration. Or no. More speed. No, it is more acceleration. I had it right the first time. More acceleration and more oversteer. Okay. Then maybe about... Nope. The question is how far to go. But I think that's going to be about right. Go back and make sure. Oversteer. Acceleration. Yep, and I think I need the one more of each. Yeah. So that should be close. I mean, it should be better than 92. Just going to have to see how that rolls for us. Take off 12 laps down to 30. 42 laps, not a particularly long race. Of course, the laps are pretty good distance, though. Okay, I think we're set as good as we can be. Let's see what everybody else has around us. And yeah, they're going with longer tires, which again, I don't think makes sense given the length of the race. Sharp is only a 5 for this one, so her never-ending string of top driving not there, but Surikov a 9. Chapman at a 7. That's definitely dangerous, but Holt's only at a 3. So maybe Chapman beats us, although maybe not on those tires. We definitely want to try to beat Holt's. It's kind of how it's shaping up here. Let's ride along with Surikov, see if he can get off to a good start given his strong form for the day, 8.9 compared to 5. And he does. Look at him go. Whoa, what was that back there? De Graaf going wide. So Surikov quickly up to 13th. Sharp in 19th. Hasn't passed anybody except for De Graaf. And I'm thinking we might be able to go hard for the first 2 laps given the temperature being fairly friendly. Sharp getting by Chapman. That's nice. And here comes Surikov at 9.0. Up to 12th, and now looking to get to the inside of Holtz. And does. Surikov making good on his strong form today. 11th. Fighting for 10th with Saarinen. Didn't get it, but was fighting for it at the end of that first lap. And tire temps are getting high. Sharp up to 15th. Surikov in 10th. And we'll go through the winding section here. Continues to race well, but we need to duck down to neutral now. And now we'll go neutral as well on the gas. So 9th and 14th. That's not a bad start. We've got Chapman in 15th and Holtz all the way down in 18th. So Surikov, the only driver of the 2 key teams, as he sits at 9.4 but still loses a spot. Maybe more than that. Sharp isn't far behind now. Look at Sharp flying up. So now we got the 2 of them ahead of Chapman. And Holtz near the back. Surikov 10th, Sharp 11th. There's Chapman fighting. So 3 of those top 4 drivers fighting for position here in the middle of the pack through lap 3. 9.5 for Surikov, 4.2 for Sharp, but of course Sharp the better driver and slightly the better car. Holding off Chapman though is nice. Even though Chapman's got, much slower tires. I'd still take being ahead of him and being behind him, and there he goes. So we're going to ride with Sharp now. And the racing just continues here in lap 4. We are in the middle of the pack, but unable to separate ourselves. Tenth and 11th. And here goes Sharp looking to push up higher. Now 9th, now 8th. Saarinen, the only car on medium tires ahead. Looking to make that pass. Does. Can we hold it at 4.1? Surikov back a little bit now in 11th. And Sharp and Saarinen continuing to battle. Now Saarinen going forward. Sharp ducks down on the bottom. It just continues. Lap 5. And Lipinen has crashed partial yellow. Okay. Seventh and 11th. And even though Surikov driving at 9.7, unable to really get by any of these other drivers. Permanently, anyway. Sharp trying to find a way around Woodford, the next target. I'd like to push, but at the same time, I don't know that I've got the tires to do that. Had a spot, then lost it, and that's going to be very common around these back and forth turns. More importantly, Surikoff ahead of Chapman by less than a second, but still ahead. And Sharp now well ahead of them. Holtz a few more positions further back. So Sharp is putting some distance on the Steinman drivers. And the fact that we're so comfortable in the season now makes me just not want to push it too hard here and just do what we can, but also conserve the tires. We've got to get through 20 laps on these as we lose a spot to Saarinen. And Surikoff is still close. And there's Sharp going on the same little corner and uphill thing there, just getting inside of Saarinen. And Surikov less than a second back from that. Right now we've got 9 points, and the weak teams that started in front staying in front for now. I think I do want to push a little bit here with Surikov and Sharp and try to get another position. There's Sharp trying to hold around the outside of these turns and just getting to the inside, and now I'm going to try to hold that line up in 6th. How is Surikov doing? Battling back and forth, but at the moment not able to get Wexler. I think I want to stay pushing a little bit to try to get that spot. Meanwhile, Sharp less than a second now down on Jenny North, and that would be a nice spot to hit because there's over a second from there to Moreno and Vasquez in 3rd and 4th. Don't want to burn the tires too much, though. Here goes Surikov up to 10th. And looking for more. 9th now. But not going to hold it around that turn. Maybe getting back on the inside of this one. And continuing tough racing in the pack. Comes out of there in 10th. And I think we've got to slot back down to neutral now, as much as I'd like to go for more. Sharp is in 5th. So we're going to drop back down to neutral there also. Try to drop the tire temps. Probably for the rest of this stint, really. They're up fairly high again. And I don't think, the other thing that's going on here is I don't think we're going to make it through the whole race on one stop anymore. So rather than stop twice, I think I switched to regular softs, assuming that that's the case. But we've gone through an awful lot of these tires already. Yeah, it's 14. The temperature is going to go back up, but still. Sharp has lost that spot to North. Is right now battling with North and Vasquez. Both are of Motorsport. Okay. But not quite able to do it. Surikov in 9th. And the fact that we need to push the tires to maintain temp really makes it a thing where we're not going to get the normal wear out of the tires. That's something I often fail to consider. See, Chapman in 14th, Holtz 16th, 17th now, so they are a ways back, still with nothing. But given that, you know, the length of those tires, I'm not sure it was a terrible move by him. Surikov, couple seconds only on Chapman. Starting to get some separation though up in the front as Sharp is ahead of Saarinen. Jenny North has dropped a couple of spots. And Sharp having all she can do to hold off Saarinen. Temperature's gone back up to 15 and it's supposed to stay there for a while. Looks like we're about to lose this spot. Perhaps. Lost it, gained it back. Getting it back on the straightaway. So that battle continues with Saarinen. And Surikov with Woodford in front, Flores behind. Like to get by and chase Wexler, but right now that's not happening. So sort of right at the front of the densest part of racing is Nikolai Surikov, and we're about at the 1/3 point of the race. 3 through 6 here, bunched up pretty good. Surikov losing the spot back and forth to Flores. Let's see how that goes here in the final turn. Getting to the inside. 10.0 form. And getting it back. Sharp right there on Moreno's bumper. Oh boy, and as she complains about not being able to get by, then gets by into 4th. So we could work on tracking down the leaders if we could get by Vasquez. The other thing is, we do have better tires left, better wear on our tires, than do the other drivers on Supers. They're really frying them more than we are. Surikov driving a perfect race right now and still in the middle of the pack. That's not encouraging. A couple drivers start to go in now, up to 8th. Sharp is 3rd. And our pre-pit stop hybrid section will be coming in very soon. Temperature on our tires is dropping, but I don't think that I ran enough. I definitely didn't run enough, or I pushed too much, rather. But at the same time, I still don't think I would have made it. Let's see how much we would get. 35 with 27 to go. Yeah, we should be able to keep it going with the softs. Just have to ride them fairly hard, and I still want to get as much as I can out of this and then finish the race on the softs. And we'll go hybrid here. Sharp trying to get by, getting to the inside, but not able to get through. Not yet anyway, and Saarinen is right behind. Saarinen on medium tires, and of course those don't degrade as fast. So yeah, not a huge shock to lose that spot this late in the tires. But trying to get it back. And did, and up to second as Vidal pits. You can see our tire temperature is decreasing, so we're not doing terrible at the tire wear. We just went a little bit too hard after that. Okay. There's going to be a battle for first now with Saarinen very, very soon. And there goes Sharp, looking to get it now. You can see Vasquez doesn't have any tires left and is really slowing us down. Same time, I don't want to back off because then I'm going to lose to Saarinen. They would both go by, and now we're going to battle for it. I think Sharp's going to win it again. Oh, maybe not, because here comes Saarinen with a speed burst. That didn't even do it. Zoe Sharp taking first, and that's going to be her last lap. Going to switch to the soft tires. As will Surikov. We'll probably get a little bit into the red here. And let's switch back to Harvest. And there we are, hitting the red, but we're just going into the final turns here before the finish. And Chapman is up to 6th, Holtz 9th. Now we're going to fall behind them, but they will have to pit at least once. And that's going to be an interesting little chess match because we're not planning on pitting again. And out in 13th and 15th, I believe? 16th. Okay. So we've definitely got some work to do. Tire temps will go down. We'll want to push them at opportune times. Right now, Sharp behind Vidal. A slow car, but on super soft. So that's sort of a question mark there. Surikov, I'm okay with that spot. Like to see Sharp get by here though. Another pit stop moves us up to 12th and 15th at the halfway point of the race. Yeah, and I think I want Sharp to push to try to make this pass. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable with that. Going to go back down to neutral. We've got a few seconds up to Blanc. And here's Surikov in 15th. 14th is Moreno on medium tires. I think this is another good spot to push. See if we can make a pass here. Now 14th and 13th. As Sharp is up to 10th. Chapman 3rd and Holtz is 6th. We don't want to be stuck in traffic losing a bunch of time to them so that when they pit we end up not being competitive. It's the rough spot there. Surikov maybe got this. Looks like it. I'm going to see if we can hold it at neutral. Sharp has a nice clear spot here to hopefully run some decent laps. 8 seconds behind Holtz and about 12 or so behind Chapman. And right now Surikov, they've got like 5 seconds in front. So both of them with time. Sharp should definitely be the one to make that connection first. Less than 2 seconds now. Blanc, a slower car, but on super softs, much more worn super softs though. De Graaf going to pit soon. Then we got a bunch of medium cars up ahead. So getting by Blanc is going to be worth committing to. We're going to switch back to hybrid. And Surikov still 4.5 seconds and gaining it sometimes and other times not. Sharp gaining fairly well overall. Driving decently but not spectacularly. And now Blanc is having some car troubles. Outperforming us on some of those turns. And now going to a speed burst, so we'll just let that go ahead and play as we've got Ribeiro coming into the pits. Okay, now I think we want to push. Sharp going to go after this 8th place position. Which just takes some time with it, basically. Switch back to harvest. We are 6 seconds back of Holtz, 12 behind Chapman. That hasn't changed much, but it will if we don't get this pass. Right behind there, we just need to make the move and make it quickly. Going high side around this turn. And that proves profitable. Staying tight. Oh, you're fine. Yep. I'm going to switch back to neutral. I think we can hold it. So Surikov now down to about 2 seconds behind Vasquez. That's going to be a key battle for him. But Sharp has 2+ seconds up to De Graaf. If we caught, they would pass pretty quickly, I think. And now this is all medium cars. And I think we were a couple seconds further back, if I'm not mistaken, when we came out of the pit. So they're gradually gaining time, I believe. And there goes De Graaf in. So Sharp is up to 7th. Pulling away easily, 3 seconds or so behind Oliveira. Tire temperature's fine. Surikov's tire temperature is actually getting a little bit low. I'd like to get a little closer to Vasquez before I start pushing, but I may not have that luxury because we're not gaining fast enough. Vasquez battling with Vidal there for that 9th spot. Of course, as it is, we've got Scuderia Rossini running away with this, and then Steinman in 2nd. And we are trailing, but all of them have to pit, and we don't. So that's the question mark. And yeah, it was 17.5, 17.6. Now Sharp at 17.3, 17.2. So Sharp is gradually catching the leaders. 5.8, and Surikov continuing to drive masterfully and gets it under a second here, so we'll go push. Surikov's now going to go after Vasquez and Vidal, and there's a 5-second gap ahead of these two cars. Getting these passes done reasonably quickly is huge. Boy, we've got lots of... Question is, do I have enough fuel to push? Let's see, 5. I think we've got lots of fuel here, actually. I'm going to go high. I'm going to just go right after this. We're going for it right now. Sharp, a second and a half back of Vasquez, and no longer catching the leaders either. Surikov getting by Vasquez, but not Vidal yet. Right in the middle of a fun little deal here. Be really nice to get that pass and then back off of everything. Come on. Pushing to get close, but all we did is get close. Need to go hybrid again with both drivers. And getting to the inside here, heading into the chicane, but not able to hold it. Still right behind, though. It is a battle right now between Surikov and Vidal, and I think we just got it. Oh, and there's our lovely race sprinklers. That's going to be fun. Go push. I definitely want both drivers on at least push. And let's switch back to neutral on the engine. Okay, let's see what this rain's going to do. Okay, we're going to want to pit for inters. And that means that all these cars kicked our ass. Basically. Because we're not going to catch them. So we've got to concede that we were outmaneuvered by Steinman. And I'm just going to let that ride given how big of a lead we have. It's unfortunate, but I'm going to have to deal with it. How many more laps do we have? Yeah, we're only going to get a few more laps. So I do think I want to attack with both drivers and just get whatever we can out of this. Okay. Then we've got like 12 laps to go. You know, and they just got luckier with the weather, and I'm just going to accept that. I'm not sure that we have extra fuel, though. So I'm just going to hold on that. Come on, get by. Get by, Sharp. Don't dink around with this. Sharp having trouble with Oliveira, which is something I did not need. We'll switch back to Harvest. Not yet. No, you don't want to do that yet. Let's wait till the end of this lap and see what we have. I think it's probably going to be a little bit too wet if I wait another one. We've got to stop anyway. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go in for inters. Both drivers. Ten laps to go. Yeah, let's do it. And the other's not going in yet, which I think that's actually going to be to our benefit. Let's switch neutral. So Sharp's down to 9th, Surikov 13th. Yeah, and these others, although we still would have to try to catch them, which is unlikely. But we'll see. I mean, because right now we're gaining time. Surikov, you go ahead and push. And get by these cars. Sharp going by in 8th. And they're still not stopping. Wow. That's a big error, and we're going to gain some positions here due to it. Yeah, I think we want to go push with both drivers. Got to watch the fuel because it's not going to be long until we want to switch to hybrid. Sharp with all kinds of distance ahead. But we are gaining. Okay, there goes Chapman into the pits. Yeah, but we're only a few seconds behind him. Now, I was thinking Chapman would beat us in this race anyway. Expected it would be more than just him. Okay, so 8 laps to go. We're going to switch to hybrid. And if we have the condition left, we can push. Not sure if I want Sharp to push yet. Surikov, borderline. I don't think yet. Let's wait a little bit. We're not going to wait too long, though. Here's Surikov up to 8th. Sharp in 4th. And the tire temperature not going up that fast. I think I want to keep them at push for the most part. So we're at 4th and 5th. And Surikov has lots of clearance, lots of distance. Let's go back to medium for him. And, okay, Wexler has come in. So that's our immediate person that we're chasing. But Holtz is behind us. And Saarinen, okay, now here comes Saarinen into the pits. We should move up to 3rd and 4th here. And Sharp within 3 seconds of the race lead with a handful of laps to go. And that's enough. I think I'm going to go high. Yep. Can always back it off, but I'm going to go high. So we're just going to go after whatever we can get here. Saarinen comes out ahead of Surikov. And Sharp falling back to Chapman, even doing everything that she can. So we may just be stuck there. But third and fifth, yeah, we beat Steinman by a point, and Scuderia wins, and we don't care about that. So Surikov staying ahead of Holtz here is a big-time battle. And one that we're struggling with at the moment. Can we afford to go any harder? And like fuel and tire wise, I don't think we can. So we just got to try to sustain this and burn out what Holtz is trying to do here. Holtz has better tires. Almost as much energy, is really going after it on the tires though. Much worse form at 3.2. So we're just going to try to hold that off. And that basically is the race for which team wins this. Sharp still falling back, and we've got to go back to neutral now. Blanc retires with a mechanical issue in 9th position. But this right here is the battle. Come on, I think we just lost it, maybe. Oh, Surikov pulls back ahead and then loses again. Going back in front. Whew. Barely pulled in front of Holtz there around that turn. Retaining the spot for now, but there's 3 laps to go. Should have enough energy. Should have enough fuel. We actually may be able to go even more aggressive later. Two plus. So I'm going to go overtake briefly. Try to create some... Actually, no. I'm going to switch back to high. I'll go overtake when I need to go to neutral. Sharp definitely locked into third, I think. So... Gonna leave that where it is. This is all about Surikov. Yep, I think this is the time. Overtake and neutral. Drop that tire temp. And I've got to watch closely. Yep, those are fine. I've just got to watch the fuel. And just barely holding off Holtz. Can we do it for 2 more laps? Oh boy, and Holtz goes wide. Now we can. We'll switch down to high. And that right there, as they say, was the race. Because now we got a 5-point lead on him. Sharp is going to wrap up a 3rd place finish. No embarrassment there. We'll go push for the final lap. Plenty of everything there. And Holtz has dropped to 8th. Surikov several seconds behind Oliveira. Or not behind Oliveira, but rather behind Saarinen, just ahead of Oliveira. Whoa, whoa, hold on. We're lower on energy than I thought. Sharp. You've still got over a decent amount, but we're going to switch back to medium here on Surikov. Just in case. We wind our way through these final turns. Probably going to have to go back to regular fuel. Yep, there we go. But all we need is a 1/3 of a lap, and we've got that much. Sharp enjoyed it, finishing third. Here comes Surikov. Saarinen gets the fastest lap. Surikov accepting 5th position. Chapman beat us getting 2nd, but that late stumble by Holtz as she tried to catch, and Surikov just holding her off. That was really tense. Well done for Dieter Wexler. Glad that he was able to finish ahead of Chapman, who was right on his heels. Considering that the rain sprinklers going on caught us flat-footed, and then they stayed out there a little bit too long, but still, we did really well to recover from that, to do this kind of a finish. And with Wexler winning, he's now well behind Surikov for that 3rd spot. But that's okay, I'll take 4th. And another very slight improvement, we're up to 108. So with 3 races to go, we will clinch in the next race if it's not disastrous. Sharp has such an awesome helmet. Yeah, I'm sure that's what did it. That's what gave us the points. Her helmet. So just a 5.0 for Sharp, which is actually, yeah, ties Dubai, the original race, for her worst of the year. She's averaging a 6.1. A 5.9 on the season for Surikov, but a 9.5, one of the highest I've ever seen for any of my drivers. Gets him up to 5th. We still finished 2nd, slightly worse than our hope. So we should be able to clinch at the Black Sea. And let's just double check our rules. And it doesn't say anything about double points for the final race. So we should be able to clinch, and all we would need is an 87-point lead. Let me get back to our standings. We would need an 87-point lead, and we have a lead of 108, so we can lose 21 points in the next race and still put this championship away. That will definitely be our goal, but we'll see how that works out. The Black Sea, of course, always a bit of a trying race. It begins many of the seasons, depending on the schedule, and often a race where tires and parts tend to fail. So we'll see how that works out as we head to Russia, but until then, thanks for watching. Motorsport Manager will return soon.